What's going on, folks? Painless. You know, I got my little. I was watching Game of Thrones. First, I watched Power, and then I watch. I was in the midst of watching Game of Thrones, but put it on pause real quick. A little fire stick. I want to talk about this brother Polite situation. Um, Many of y'all know my commentary in the past, and slowly but surely I'll ease back into discussing these issues. Um, I've said that a lot of pro-blacks talk the talk, and I think I've always said there needs to be some clear and defining definitions of pro-black, whatever have you. But this comes as no surprise, folks. Comes as no surprise. I've said before that the commentary that you all have been accustomed to of myself in the past, talking about black issues in America, those are the ones like myself and others that really give some type of damn about black issues. It's hard to talk about the problems that black folk in America have. And I like to think that I've always shuffled you to that mirror and hold your neck and show you the ugliness of black culture. I've always said that. All right? Guys like Brother Polite, they serenade you with with supposed knowledge, and they serenade you with catchphrases and words you've never heard of before, and they sprinkle in, they do a song and dance, a dog and pony show with a lot of black folk. And that's why it comes as absolutely no surprise. If you looked at a lot of black leaders, and I'm no, by no means is I'm saying Brother Polite is a black leader, but social media does a they do a number on people. You get to getting in your feelings. You know a lot of people that take pics and videos and always in the camera. A lot of that stems from narcissistic behavior. Always got to be seen, always in the limelight, feeling themselves, selfie this. Social media is something else. And I've said this before, and I stand by this. A lot of people can't handle social media. And that's just straight up. So when I look at, you know, Polite, all the things that he said, and I've watched some of his material, and some of the things he say is interesting, makes some sense, but in the end, these guys they succumb to social media, that social media toilet bowl, where they forget about the message and they get caught up in the limelight. And, it's something else. So this is no surprise to me, you know, and people have called me an array of things, coon, step and fetch, whatever have you, because of my commentary concerning black folk. But I made it quite clear. Since we on the topic of white women, I don't particularly. I've said it before. I don't. You know, it was funny. A lot of brothers are saying that those two women that Polite parades around with, that white woman is eons ahead in terms of looks. And I I've made it clear that I don't particularly find white. There are attractive white women. Don't get me wrong, but I'm looking for something. If I were to find out, because right now I'm not even trying to settle down, but it's deeper than that. And with social media, and I harp on this thing with social media and society, the decadent society we live in now, that's just you know devoid of any type of morals or anything like that. We just look at the flesh, man. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be physically attracted to someone. Don't get me wrong, but for this guy to have that platform that he had, and then to parade himself out with a white woman, that's it's hard for me to take these guys seriously. And I've said things about Brother Polite. I've said things about Tariq Nasheed. I knew that these guys were phonies. These guys, I've said about Tariq Nasheed, he says a lot of things. He's the ultimate simp to me. He says a lot of things that black folks. He knows the psychology of black folk. Brother Polite knows the psychology of black folk. It's just we happen to take two different paths. Me, I like to hold black folk and show them how degenerate our so-called culture is. And these guys choose to take a different angle in ignoring the things that I've always touched upon, but instead making a group of people ignore those things that I touch upon and feed into the feminism. Because I'm gonna tell you, Tariq Nasheed, he acts like a pimp, and he has it all about women and knowing about women. But this guy, he excuses a lot of behavior by black women that is a detriment to the overall black American um, progression. And I don't take that angle. I give it to you live and uncut. Brother Polite likes to talk about knowledge and what ifs, because we live a lot of, as black folk, we love who delve in so-called pro-black circles. We love to talk about what we used to be. And here you got this brother parading around with a white woman. And I'm not against interracial relationships, obviously. But don't talk all this shit about white folk. And then you standing up with a white, blonde hair, blue eyed woman. I mean, that's your prerogative. But brother, if you've established a position, a social position, a social media position, then and these are the same guys that will call myself a coon. And that's my biggest beef. So, I mean, I just want to kind of say a little something. I don't want to go too deep into this, so you can kind of just see where Painless Head is concerning this. Peace.